And now I want to take you through some NLP tools. NLP, once again, stands for Neuro Linguistic Programming. And I'm going to, I don't know why it's showing. I don't know why it's showing. So I'm going to go ahead and show the video tiles here so that you have a little bit of screen there to see me. So NLP, Neuro Linguistic Programming, looks at the coding of the brain. How is the brain wired? How can we use the brain's coding system to help it make a change or set up what we want it to do for us? So classically, this tool, anchoring, is very simple. It's pairing a cue, well, to be technical, a stimulus, along with a state of mind. Now, a cue can be a visual, auditory, or kinesthetic. So it can be visual information, like seeing a color. We'll actually use one of each as we go through this process today. And it's simply holding an anchor, holding a touch, 3 to 5 seconds. And as we go through the process today, we want to make this a really dynamic tool for you to use. So we're going to do the first finger to the first knuckle, the second finger to the second knuckle, and the third finger. So how we're going to set this up is we're going to create an anchor for these positive states of mind. The positive state is feeling accomplished. So I'm going to guide you through this meditation or this quick visualization. And I'll tell you to touch your first finger to the first knuckle, and then we're going to release it. And then I'm going to guide you through the second, which is feeling comfortable. And that'll be the second finger, second knuckle, and then release it. And then the third finger, third knuckle, and then release it. And building all of this together, you'll have a very dynamic, positive state of mind that you can access very quickly. And the benefit of doing that, one is leadership. So maybe there are certain times or places that you'll be asked to speak, whether it's in a networking group, introducing your business and who you are and what you do. Or it can also be in the sales conversation. Say you have a new prospect and you want to talk, they're interviewing you about your product and service, and having that conversation of their interest in buying with you, and having that sales conversation. And so managing our state of mind can be really useful in having these conversations or doing these things that we may not have a lot of experience for. But if we can tune our mind into showing up in the way that we want to, then it becomes so much easier. So for instance, we don't have to memorize a whole list of body language do's and don'ts when we're in front of people speaking. We can just tune into the frame of mind of confidence, and then our body language will naturally show that confidence. So I hope that makes sense. So it's kind of a shortcut to tapping into these states quickly and easily. And you'll see page 22, NLP Anchors. There's an outline of what the anchoring system is. We can have anchors in visual, which is imagining a color, an image. We can have anchors in auditory. So as we go through, I'll have you say these word cues with me and just speak them out loud so that you hear them and that you say them, and that creates a stronger connection there. And then also kinesthetic, and that's the touch cue that we're going to add. First knuckle, first finger, second knuckle, third knuckle, and then we'll put them all together. So for this, you might also want to think of a situation where you could use a very confident state of mind. And go ahead and think of that confident state of mind think of that situation where you would want to bring this confident state of mind. And so a classic example would be networking with other professionals at network meetings and introducing yourself. And go ahead and let's have you add them into the chat. So if you feel comfortable adding in the chat, and I'll check in with that. And I want you to kind of get a scale of 1 to 10 with how you feel. If you were to go there now and show up and introduce yourself at a network meeting, how comfortable would you feel doing that? Scale of 1 to 10. And go ahead and put those numbers in the chat so that we have a little gauge here. Okay. All right, so just get that snapshot in your head. Scale of 1 to 10. How comfortable would you feel introducing yourself in the network groups? And imagine there's often 20, 30, 50 people in some of these networking groups. Ones that I participated in Vancouver was often 100. And so they can be quite large groups. So think of that. Think of that group. And now notice what's your feeling state as you think about it. So just kind of take a snapshot, scale of 1 to 10. How comfortable does it feel? Great. Now I'm going to walk you through this process of creating a very dynamic anchor for this to tap into this state of mind. And this is the process called the NLP Resource Circle and Anchoring. So basically it's going to take 3 anchors. Remember, an anchor is simply tapping into a state of mind and holding a cue. And we're going to use a touch cue for this. 3 different fingers, 3 different knuckles. At the end, we'll put them all together. All right, so go ahead and walk through this with me, and I'll just take you through this process. So the first example is that you want to pick, we can tap into a positive state of mind by thinking about a time and place that we felt that feeling, that we had that state of mind. So we're going to pick 3. We want to pick a time that you felt accomplished, pick a time that you felt comfortable, and pick a time that you felt conversational. You just had ease in speaking. So these feelings don't have to be connected to what you're doing now. So even like feeling accomplished, maybe you won a ski medal. Great, that's still an accomplishment. The mind will translate it into business. But what we're doing is just having the mind snapshot the feeling and bring it forward. So it doesn't have to relate to the area that you want to bring the feeling state to. It just has to be a very clear memory event. We want something very specific. It's a specific time and place that you had that feeling, that you stepped into that state of mind. All right, I want you to get your 3 examples lined out. So a time and place you felt accomplished, a time and place you felt comfortable, and a time and place that you felt conversational. All right, I'm going to walk you through this process. So you can do this. Typically, we like to do this with a space out in front of you. So if you can see my little guide, I might stand up and have a space out in front of me, which also cues your spatial orientation in your brain. So give yourself a space out in front of you, and thinking first of the time and place that you felt accomplished. And see that out in front of you, where you were, what you were doing, who was there with you. And go ahead and you can close your eyes. Some people visualize better with eyes open or eyes closed. And go ahead and step into that time and place that you felt accomplished. See, in the time and place that you felt accomplished, and allow yourself to be there as if you're there now. Hear what you were hearing, see what you were seeing, feel what you were feeling. And let that feeling wash down through the top of your head, down through your body, down to the bottoms of your feet, the feeling of accomplished. And now notice there's a dial in your mind's eye. Imagine turning up that dial, and as you do, that feeling of accomplished gets stronger and stronger, stronger and stronger. Bring it all the way up to an 8 or 9 on a scale of 1 to 10. And when it gets to that higher level of accomplished, that really strong feeling of accomplished, notice if that feeling had a color, what color would it be? And now go ahead and say the words out loud. I feel accomplished. And go ahead and touch that first finger to the first knuckle. And feeling that color wrap all around you, filling out the space around you. And holding that touch, right? And now we're going to release the touch and step back. Wonderful. So now we're going to pick the second experience, the second memory, is the time and place that you felt comfortable. So it could even be relaxing on the beach. It can even be, at home, next to the fireplace. Whatever that memory is, feeling comfortable. Once again, we want something very specific, a specific time and place, because it's easier for your mind to hone in on it. So, picking that scene out ahead of you, and when you're ready, go ahead and step into that time and place, and allow yourself to be there as if you're there now. Hear what you were hearing, see what you were seeing, feel what you were feeling, and feel that feeling of comfortable wash through the top of your head to the bottoms of your feet, even as if it fills into the space around you. And now notice that dial in your mind's eye. Imagine turning up that dial, and as you do, this feeling of comfortable gets stronger and stronger, stronger and stronger. Bring it all the way up to an 8 or 9 on a scale of 1 to 10. And notice if this feeling had a color, what color would this feeling be? Taking a snapshot of that and letting that color wash around you, fill up the bubble around you. And now touching that second finger, second knuckle, go ahead and say that phrase, I feel comfortable. And as you do, your mind is taking a snapshot of that feeling, that color, these cues. And go ahead and step out of that circle. Very good. And now the third one, the third memory we're going to help the mind anchor is a time and place that you felt conversational. And that can be where you felt ease with speaking, that it was easy to speak and respond, and you just had this flow of conversation. It was easy. Maybe there's a certain friend that you have that connection with. Maybe there's a family member that you can just have that easy, natural flow and speaking. Or maybe there's a certain situation that you find yourself in. So go ahead and dial that in. You might see that person or that time and place. And seeing that out in front of you, creating that space in front of you, that picture. And once again, we're going to step into that time and place and allow yourself to be there as if you're there now. Hear what you are hearing, see what you are seeing, feel what you are feeling. And feeling that conversational flow, so easy. Just easy to speak and respond. And you're just in that flow of conversation and noticing that feeling, easy speaking. And notice that feeling washing through your body from your head down to your feet. And now notice that dial in your mind's eye, turning up that dial stronger and stronger, turning it up stronger and stronger, all the way to an 8 or 9 on that scale of 1 to 10. And just letting it get stronger. And when it's there, take that third finger to the third knuckle and do that touch. And if this feeling had a color, what color would it be? And letting that color wrap around you, wash into the bubble around you, filling up the space around you with that color. And your mind just takes a snapshot of that feeling, that association, and go ahead and say that I feel comfortable speaking, or I feel easy conversational. And go ahead and step out. So now we've created 3 separate states, but now we can pull them all together. And as all of these are powerful states of mind, the mind can actually mix them together to create an even more dynamic state. So we're going to step back into this resource circle, and we're going to add each of these positive states of mind to bring this anchoring together into an even more dynamic state. So see that space out in front of you, and I'll just walk you through this. So go ahead and step back into that space. And as you do, touch that first finger to the first knuckle. And as you do, feel that feeling of accomplished, washing around you, washing through you. Even that color of accomplished, wrapping around you, filling the space around you. Feeling accomplished. And now we're going to add the second knuckle to the second finger. And as you do, we're bringing up comfortable. So now bring the second finger, second knuckle, and feeling comfortable and noticing the color of that. Notice the feeling of that. I feel comfortable. And now bringing the third knuckle, the third finger to the third knuckle, and feeling ease of speaking, conversational. And notice the color of that. And now, if you haven't already, put them all together and notice how the color of accomplished and the color of comfortable and the color of conversational all mixed together into a new frame of mind, a new state. Notice if this new feeling had a color, what color would it be? It could be a different color. It could be a mix of those 3. Just notice whatever shows up for you. And as you do, feel it just radiate out around you, holding that anchor. Radiate out around you, filling the space around you. Once again, you can notice that dial, or you could put it down to whatever level is right for you. And now imagine taking that state of mind and stepping into the network group and introducing yourself. Hi, I'm so-and-so. This is my business. What's your business? What do you do? And feel all those colors wrapped around you. And as you do, it feels more and more comfortable. All right. So this is a great tool that you can play with. So, now we want to bring that future self back to you now in the present moment. And your mind now has a map for bringing this forward into those times and places. Now, this also gives you some cues that are easy for you to tap into. So we did some color cues. I like color because it's visual. You don't have to actually do anything. You can just think of the color and that feeling is there. We also had the feeling words, so you can think of those in your mind. Or, for example, right before you go into a speaking event, maybe you're going to the restroom before, you can just say, I feel accomplished, I feel comfortable, I feel conversational. Or in the hallway, you can say those things under your breath. And also we have the touch cue. So the touch cue, first, second, and third, you can do all of them together. It's a very strong anchor state. And as you do, the mind will bring back these really positive feelings. Now, anchors can kind of wear out over time unless you reinforce them. So you can even asking your unconscious mind, would it be willing to make these states stronger the more that you practice them and make them more automatic for you? So you probably got a yes. And now these give you the cues that you can tap into those frames of mind pretty quickly. All right. So let's go ahead and debrief for a moment here.